All right, here we go. Two-way tables. All right, I already filled out the vocabulary up top for us. Two-way table is used to display and observe relationships between two sets of categorical data. Okay, and we'll talk more about that as we go through this. Two-way tables show us the frequency or number of times something happens. And we'll do more with frequency in the next couple of days. All right. So the first one here, two-way table. So get out of there. So you can see we have categories going this way and we have categories going this way. Categories here looking at gender, categories here looking at seasons. So it's two sets of categories, but in those categories, you're going to have multiple things. All right. So if we look at this, we've got 23 plus 27, which is 50. And we have 35 plus 15, which happens to be 50. And so we total all those together and we get 100. Now, as we look at this, really what it's saying is there were 23 males that preferred summer and 27 males that preferred winter. A total of 50 were interviewed. Okay. And then if we look at female, 35 prefer summer, 15 prefer winter, 50 total female with 100 total people interviewed. Now, if we come and look at this way, okay, let's see, 23 and 35, shall we say 58? Yep. And then come over to the next one, 27 and 15, 30, 42. There we go. And 58 plus 42. Haha, math teacher can do math. Adds on up. So those, the categorical totals kind of helps us kind of guess and check. So when we come over here, how many males were surveyed? 50. Now we can see where we're starting to pull data. Okay. How many females were surveyed? 50. What's total number of people surveyed? 100. Okay. How many people said they prefer summer? Well, that would be, what do we have? 58. How many people said they prefer winter? 42. Okay. And so there's kind of some all your categorical tools, but then you can dive into some of the more interesting things. How many females said they prefer winter? Oh, well, that's just that little number right there of 15. How many males said they prefer summer? That would be 20. Come on, you can do it. 23. So, in looking at this, all these little questions right here, we can find all that information sitting in our two-way table. Okay. So that's basically what's going on. Number two here is going through and putting all of this information in based upon a big kind of crazy looking table here. So if we look at this, siblings, yes or no. And so if we count up, yes, siblings, and one story, we're going to see 1, 2, 3. There we go. And we'll see if I do all this correctly. Siblings. So we're looking at yes with a 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let me go back and double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. That's all right. We can always go back and change it. Okay. And that gives me slide that over, total of 11. Okay. No siblings. Let's look at one story. No. 1, 2, 3, 4. And Let's see. No on a 2-story. 1, 2, 3, 3. All right. And that is a total of 7. Okay. Now I come down here. Total of people that lived in a single story. There you go. The Ocho, 8. And 2-story was 10. Now, this, yes, I had to go back and kind of was like, something doesn't seem right here. But now I look at it and I go, ooh, 8 and 10 is 18, 11 and 7 is 18 as well. So it kind of works as a double check when I'm taking all of this kind of more raw data and putting it into a table so we can work on it. All right. How many people surveyed lived in a 2-story home? Well, that would be 10. Of the people with siblings, so siblings, looking right here, how many answered they lived in a 2-story home? That would be 7. How many people surveyed did not have siblings? Well, that would be 7 as well. So there's a good combination of questions of where we're looking at individual little pieces of data and some totals. Okay. So there's the whole first page. Gives you a basic idea. I'm not going to fill this in, but on number 3, we've got 2 categories. We've got a grade, so what grade people are in, and then we've got their preference of activities. So you've got 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and then video games, sports, and neither. So our 2 categories are grade level and preferred activity. But we can break all that down into even more, and we can answer questions based upon that. Okay. So just kind of a next step example. And I can talk people through like tutorial or something like that if they're still having an issue. But I feel like this is pretty straightforward. All right, let's take a look at number 4. Sometimes we're going to have missing things. So here we've got right hand, left hand, pancakes or waffles. So we've got what's your dominant hand, and kind of breaded type product. Yeah. So when I look at this, okay, I'm looking across 23 plus some number is 50. Okay, so that's going to give, I'm going to need a 27 right there. But I've also got 23 plus some number is 58 for the total number of people that choose pancakes, which is going to get me to 35. Okay. And so now I come over here, and what do I get? 35 and 15 is 50. And so I'm looking, my total should be 100, assuming I did my math correctly. 27 and 15 will be 42. Okay. And so now I've filled in those gaps. Okay. And then I can come down here and like on 6, A and C are questions pertaining to number 4. How many more left-hand people said they like pancakes than waffles? Okay, now we're comparing, we're not just looking at a total, but we're actually comparing things. So how many more left-handed people preferred pancakes than waffles? Well, 20. 20 more people preferred that. Okay. And you go down to see how many more right handed people, so looking at these numbers, said they prefer waffles than left handed people. So now we're right handed people in comparison to left handed people on waffles. So now we look at that. Well, that's a difference of 12. I'm just going to stick it over here. Good enough. Okay. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how data tables work. So when you go and open this up, all my notes will be in there. If you have any questions, shoot me an email. Just try to be as specific as possible. But again, you can also stop by tutorial and we can work on this. Hope it helps.